the other day. Good afternoon. I'm Myles Sergé. Alongside me to my right, probably. It's D-KNOX, and welcome to MS Live. What up, D?
What's up, my brother? How's it hanging?
It's good, man. It's good. Just trying to work, keep it going, pay these bills.
Yeah, you said you had a long one this weekend.
Yup.
Double.
And going back today, right after the show. So
that's two McDoubles, please.
Yes,
two
it
McDouble
is.
Big Macs.
Yes,
man, I don't know how you do it, but you do it. It means you're strong-minded, strong physical.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on. All right, people, thank you for joining. So let's get this out the way, and then we'll bring some people in. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Lets people know we're in here and we're doing this thing. It lets people also, and I lost train of thought. We here, so hit the like and the share, subscribe thingy, Virgingy there. It's free. You know what I'm saying? So
Don't cost you nothing.
Don't cost you nothing.
Just a click.
Just a click. We are also available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. So go check us out there. If you don't want to see us, you can't see us, whatever. Go check us out there. Excuse me. You can also follow us on Instagram at MS Live with D-KNOX, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at MS Live with D-KNOX. You can also email us, and again, that guy's here today. So email us. You want to complain, suggestions, anything, feedback. We love it. We still haven't got any emails yet, but I guess that's a good thing, maybe. I don't know. Email us at mslivewithdknox@gmail.com. Since we're trying to get on this road to get monetized, to hopefully support the show until we get those numbers. If you want to help support the show, you can send us donations via PayPal. Go over to PayPal and click in mslivewithdknox@gmail.com to donate. Or to make it more easier for you, simply scan that QR code that's in your upper left or right hand corner of the screen. It will take you to the PayPal page where you can set up donations however you want or don't. Anyway, if you do, that's cool. We thank you for your support. So, yeah. Today we have some special guests. First, you know this guy. Roberto Ingram, what up? How you doing?
How you doing, guys? How you doing?
All right.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. For those that don't know, Roberto had us on his show today. Interviewed us. So it was pretty cool. So if you didn't see it, you can go to Decisive Podcast Series and go over there and check it out. It is up there for your review. And while you're there, hit that like and subscribe button for Roberto. What's new, Bert? What's happening?
Hey, man. It's all good. I've just been working my butt off like you, trying to pay the bills and stuff, making some changes.
Okay, yeah.
Some elaborate changes.
Yeah, it was good, man. I think I like the new direction.
Say it again?
I like the new direction. It's pretty dope, man.
Oh, I really appreciate it. It's really appreciated. Trying to take out what's not needed, you know?
Yeah, I hear that.
Take out what's needed. Donnie, I might have to make a move like you.
I tell you, man, it feels lighter, so much easier.
Is it? Yeah.
When I'm decluttering every day. I ain't use that in 2 years. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Quit hanging on to it. Just get rid of it. Donate it, even if you have to. Close everything. And that's the thing, because moving taught me that you get just too much stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't know until you start downsizing, really.
Exactly.
And you started realizing, this happened to me with my record collection, and that's heartbreaking. be honest.
I digitized all my old, like my records I had over here because I had them in Kalamazoo too. So I went in and opened up Tractor and just recorded all that stuff in there because I figured if I want to play vinyl, I just take time code vinyl and play them tracks on there instead of dragging around that whole record box. And then I don't have to play on the CDJs either. I can still play like I'm playing on vinyl with that, just 2 record discs. So that's an option before you sell them. Digitize them jokers.
I'm totally glad that you
Save
had
the
that.
wealth.
I'm just gonna have somebody break in your house and steal them. So put them up on this guy.
Send Roach Dadier over there.
There you go. We're gonna steal them and put them in this guy. I'm trying to get paid, bro. All right. So today, people, if you guys remember me back, what was that? April 1st, I was overseas, and I didn't want that to happen. What's going on, man?
It's okay. You talking? He was in Trezor.
But we don't hear him now.
You got this, Donnell.
I don't hear or just see the screen. Okay, Myles, in case, just letting you know we can't hear you or see you. Sorry, everybody, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. Oh, see, Myles,
something cool.
He's back.
There he is.
Let me get back to something because now I'm stuck on something. Okay. Well, I was trying to do something, y'all, and it didn't work. So, but this is, it's live. So I'm just going to get to the point. I had the opportunity to play alongside this wonderful person who was killing it upstairs at Trezor at Globus, y'all. And over the past few months, we kind of kept in contact. I was invited to play her wonderful, wonderful radio show in Detroit. And I wanted to get to know more about her craft and what she does. Truly a hidden legend, and we're going to discuss that today. So please, everybody, give a long, loud hand for DJ Snip. Hello.
Hey.
Thank you.
I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to get better each and every time we do this. But
I like it.
I hear you. Say it. I hear you, Myles.
Yeah,
I was struggling.
So how are you doing today?
I'm good. And you guys were talking about vinyl, and I call myself surrounding you guys with a part of my collection. So yeah, downsizing has been one of the things that I'm actually doing too. And what I actually started doing about a year ago, maybe 2 now, is taking some of the records and handing them to some of my young people.
Oh, wow.
I have an extensive collection of records. And some of these I have double copies of that I know I'm not going to play anymore.
Right.
Like you said, during those digital eras, I didn't probably come in my basement and play any of my vinyl for I can at least guarantee 8 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
I actually literally had to come down, and I'm doing that now when I do my shows, and just rediscovering my own records because I don't remember half the stuff that's down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
When you get away from playing it, you don't know what you have. And so I just said, to be honest, after Kelly passed, Kelly Hand, it made me have a total different perspective of how I approach things. She was one of the reasons that I wanted to start to travel more and get out of Detroit a little bit more, because it's not promised. It's the way she passed. Me and Kelly have been friends for 35 years, or probably 40 years, since the scene days and everything. Kelly was one of the ones that came over my house when I first got my first pair of Linear Techs. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that brand, but I got a pair of Linear Tech and a Gemini 19-inch mixer was my first DJ setup. And Kelly promised me at the time that if I got a DJ setup, she would come to my home and help me get things working. And she did. And so she kind of showed me I had a record collection like I do now. Like I said, of disco and different things that my parents had. And she got me started. And that was 1991. and we're now 35 years later. I'm still doing my thing, and so it's been a rocky road of excitement, though. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's cool. So if you've been joining us, people, you know we entitle every episode, and this is no different. And let's see what today's is.
Uh-oh.
And again, I'm hitting the wrong stuff.
What you doing? I hear the music.
Let's scroll it at the bottom. I get it. So MS Live with D-KNOX season 2.
Okay.
50. Get your whistle.
Woohoo! 50.
50. Yeah.
That's a big number.
That's a celebration. There we go.
That's a milestone.
So my first question to you, can you tell me a little bit about this song, Get Your Whistle?
So Get Your Whistle was something I thought of as more of a boys song, a big party song, hopefully an anthem. I'm like I said, I'm about energy and I love crowd participation. Anything I can do to get the crowd to kind of almost like a concert. If you get the crowd to participate in some of your music, whether they know some of the stuff that you play or there's a familiar song, like in this particular case, telling you to get your whistles out and blow them. Just bring that excitement to the crowd, get everybody hyped up, get everybody into something. And so that's what I try to make some of my music, not all of it, to just be more of an inspiration and something to get you going.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. It's dope.
Thank you.
Dope. Yeah, I like it. So, but that was my thing. I think that was my first introduction. Like I was saying,
for the Berlin situation. Wow.
Berlin situation. Yeah. So it was,
really, I mean, Berlin was mind blowing for me. It was a very short notice situation. I took it. It was something I had been wanting to do all my career. Really, didn't really know how to get to overseas. I mean, people think a lot of it is who you're connected with. Unfortunately, and like I said, people don't really share information. We act like we're kind of more of a kumbaya. We love each other. We but it's all about who you're connected with and who can get you those doors open to get you those opportunities.
Yeah.
But also, I would say, when you get that opportunity, make it happen. Every stage can be that bigger stage, and so for me, that was just the experience of flying and seeing another country and playing, especially with Globus being, to me, like an old throwback clubbing, no cell phones, people aren't engaged with the DJ, it's dark. It's all about the music and what you're doing in that club scene at that moment. And to me, those are the better parties. You kind of remember those more than you do when somebody's walking around and you're trying to avoid their camera. Oh my God, don't put me, so.
Right.
Clubbing, that's what we're missing with the club scenes. We need to get back. They need to have, I'm not saying there's all clubs, but there should be some clubs to where there are places that it's not really about, social media. It's really about the music. And that also means you have to have a DJ that can, I guess, hold your attention long enough to want to be there with that DJ and not 4 or 5 DJs, maybe 1 or 2.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like I was trying to show earlier, like we actually played together at my last trip overseas at Tresor. Was at Globus upstairs, and I was in the basement as usual. But when I seen the flyer come out, it was supposed to be like this U.S. with Detroit/Berlin connection thing. That's how they kind of did it.
Okay.
So I'm looking at the lineup, and I'm like, okay, I'm friends with Cecilia. I'm friends with some of the European people I was playing in the basement now with the Globus. And it's like DJ Sentence. Who's that? I didn't know. I didn't know who you were. And I did some research and I seen the stuff. I'm like, wow. Like, just the pedigree of DJ you are, the people you've played with, and just how long you've actually been in the Detroit scene. And I just started to think, I've never heard of her. I didn't understand why. And so I hit you up and said, hey, we're playing together. We kind of chit chat back and forth a little bit. But then we, everybody's schedule is different. I was in Berlin, and kind of like, hey, if you want to link up beforehand, it'd be cool. And one thing for me, it was like, you're from Detroit, and then you're black, and you don't really see. I'm dead. See, so it was cool. Like, we got to connect on that. But just how things were going, we didn't link up. So I was like, I know she's playing. I'm going to see her. So when I went up there, she was killing it. it's just hard just banging this house. It was nice. People was into it. They were screaming. They had a good time, and she was doing her thing. And I was like, sit. She could hear me.
I'm like, who is this guy? Oh, it's Myles! Oh my God!
Yeah. So I was there. We did eye contact and stuff. It was cool. And I sat up. I think I was up there for about a half hour. And
nice.
She was doing her thing. And then, that's what it was. But I was like, it's great to see that. You know what I mean? First of all, us over there, and I'll say it like that, us over there doing it and people actually enjoying it.
Well, what I was quite impressed with was it was actually 3 black females that night. So the 2 girls that played around me were black. They were younger, much younger. I think they were both like 32, something like of that nature. Mm-hmm. And so I'm always picking with my young people because, and one of the reasons why I wear my gray hair now, there's a couple of reasons, but this scene is all about, looking a certain way and, for your old, especially as a female, and you guys know this, you're not supposed to age. You're supposed to always stay young and this and that and the other. Well, I'm old. And so I'm tired of trying to bleach and dye the hair and do all these other things to stay relevant in this scene. And so I want my young people to see a chick with some gray hair, especially a black woman, playing music, and not just playing music a little bit, but beating that damn box down. So when you coming after me, yeah, I'm gray haired, but I'm gonna leave you with not much in the kitchen, baby. You better bring ingredients with you.
Right.
I'm not gonna leave you much to paint with, but come on here. So I just, there's a lot of reasons that we need to change some of these narratives of the pressures of trying to be a certain way when it's not really that. We talked a little bit about earlier about the scene, and let me just say this before I get off into that. Myles, that basement Trezor system was probably one of the biggest I have heard in a club in a very long time. And Myles was down there making air come off the shirt. I'm coming down. I'm serious. The girl that's bringing me down, she's like, "You want to go down to Trezor?" I'm like, "I sure do. I've heard about it for 1,000 years. I want to go down here and see what the whole concept is." So she's taking me, I guess, the back way. We go down of course, the legendary hall. Oh my God, this Trezor. A little tear came down my eye. I was like, oh my God. So as we come in, as I'm coming down the hall, literally my t-shirt is starting to blow wind. I'm like, man, this bass cabinet down here, it's serious up in here. I get into the little hallway area, and I think I took maybe 2 steps into the room that Myles was playing. And I said, you know what? I'm good on that. That's a whole lot of bass up in there.
Yeah.
It was serious. And I'm like, that's what's needed I don't know if we got anything like that in the United States, but that's what's needed here. Because that's those sanctuaries that you go. It's not about being on your phone. That's what clubbing is missing. Clubbing, and maybe we can get into some deeper shit, but that's why the black gay communities, black clubs were so pivotal. You needed somewhere to go to be you. Yep. I always tell this story about this guy. I did an after hours called The Post, Harper in 94 for almost 10 years, 97 to 2005. My hours of operation was 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. every Friday. So, I'm talking about for decades. We talking about years. So I had a guy that would come in from Cleveland, Ohio. He would walk in with his baseball cap, jersey, blue jeans. He would go into the restroom and put on a full nightgown. Stiletto heels. No, he's got a beard, everything. Stiletto heels, the feather bowie. And all he would do all night is walk the floor like a runway. All night. So I seen this guy for like 6 months. I'm like, faithful. He come in. Oh, they go, my God. Everybody would come in and speak. Hey, say, hey. He go to the bathroom. Then he finna go in to make his change. Now I'm noticing because everything is matching. Wow, this guy is really putting effort into the situation. But I'm thinking he's just a regular gay guy, doing his thing in this party. And so one night, the guys are moving around, and so he comes over and I said, my God, I said, you look so nice tonight. He said, thanks for noticing. I said, really appreciate you. I said, no, you put a lot of effort into this. He said, yeah. He said, but the drive up here, man, sometimes wear me out. I said, the drive. I said, where you coming from? He said, Cleveland. I said, Cleveland, Ohio? He said, yes. I said, they ain't got no bars down there doing what we doing up here. This is what he told me. He says, well, no. He said, but I'm an executive. He said, I'm married. I got kids. He said, I'm not gay. He said, I got a lot of sisters. I still love the way they dress. And I like just putting on women's clothes. Mm-hmm. He said, so I don't need anybody to see me down in Ohio thinking I'm up here messing around. Mm-hmm. He said, I just want to come up in here like you doing and let me walk your runway and go home. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Practicing heels. I don't know how you guys walk in stiletto. Oh,
baby. Masterfully. Better than me. I couldn't do, but that's what I'm talking about. Those are places that my party was not identified as gay, straight, anything. It was about the music. Like I said, I'm bisexual. So I didn't care about all the stigma. I wanted a social life. I came to party in the clubs. Mm-hmm. I loved dancing. I wasn't really about the people. I was about the music. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I made my parties based upon, was really your music. Now, if you met somebody or y'all connected and did your thing, that's cute. But it really was about coming somewhere you could be away from everything else for so many hours. I remember being in Club Heavens, with maybe one of Ken Collier's fans. I was going through a lot as a young girl. And, sometimes you don't have a place to go. I met, already clubbing some places, Tides, Bingos, Bookies, the Warehouse. And so get to Heavens, massive sound system. I'm talking about one of the best sound systems. Plus, you had a master engineer working his sound system. So he knew how to get the best of every record. Every record got a tweak. It came on and that's how it played. You could hear him dialing those hi-hats, taking that bass bends, making it massive. So sometimes by the time the record ended, you're like, okay, you finished? Oh, wow. But it was so good. And so I would sometimes be on the floor. Ken would put on Inspiration by Arnell Jarvis. You're going to cry. Eventually, at some point in time, Hold My Muse go come on. Something's going to penetrate your soul in this time that he's got you that's going to make you probably bawl. And so I've cried on his dance floor, but I was healed when I came out of there because I was able to release whatever was going on. He going to lift you back up. He going to feed you how to be good. He going to make you feel positive, and then he going to put you back out to next weekend. And that was the beauty of the clubbing. You knew you had a place to come. That's why resident DJs were so important. You needed to have a place that you can go hear your favorite DJ every week.
Yep.
And so a resident DJ was able to form a certain sound that you knew you could come and hear only at this particular place. Mm-hmm. That's what's missing. Yeah. I'm not knocking the ticket of a lot of DJs. I don't care, whatever. But in the same token, if you're trying to really get the audience to really feel a vibe.
I know there's one location club in England called Fabrique.
I've heard that.
One thing I loved about them is that their residents are the king of the club. Mm-hmm. They put all of their efforts into those guys so that they can down the club win or when no stars are there. Mm-hmm. So the support system for them, from production to playing to test records and all this stuff, that for them was a very important business model, and I really respect that. And I think I'm sure that the experiences that works also comes back and around too. After, the scene that we know and love is always evolving somehow, right? Trends.
It's always new trends coming.
Yeah, not only the trends, but just an organic cycle. We're getting older, and the new generation coming in. They also have to learn the same way you learn. So I'm always trying to keep the positive, organic route that the street takes and the club that it takes.
Sure.
Economically, socially.
Yeah. Everything is changing. The way that they party, I try to talk to my young people, because it's not like when I came out. It's just totally different. And so you can do things way different than what we did and maybe make more money than what we ever could make. but it's all about what you're trying to be. And so, are you trying to be a local DJ? Are you trying to be a cabaret DJ? You want to be corporate? Or do you want to travel all over the world? There's ways to get to those places, but you got to figure out what you're trying to do. And so, that's where it starts, And so a lot of people.
I know a lot of them on all of those different levels you just spoke about.
And I think the thing is, they see, the Minxes and the different people in these bigger arenas, Holographic and Silly Girl and all these people playing these bigger parties. Oh my God, I want to do what they're doing. Well, you have to have a certain style and sound to get there. Once again, we go back to the look. Everything has a look now. And so if you don't fit a certain look, I don't fit the look. Now, would I say I'm probably one of the better DJs in the city? Hell yeah. But that's why you don't hear about me, because I don't have that look. And I don't cater to the industry. I'm probably one that's going to make somebody mad because I'm going to say something you ain't going to be happy with. And so, it takes a lot to be in certain positions, and you have to think, where are you trying to fit in? I wasn't trying to fit in. I was always trying to create my own thing. And so
with that being said, you said because you're always trying to create your own thing. Can you tell us what the day-to-day life is like for you now in Detroit, and what was the day-to-day life for you like growing up in the past in Detroit?
You know what? Always had a job. Always had a job. Always had to work. So in between all my hustles, and I've been a hustler as far as just trying to figure out how to make extra money all my life. From a paper route when I was 12 to giving my own parties. The paper route, man.
I know the paper route. Yeah.
Come on now. I started off with the paper route, then the Burger King jobs, and Kmart. Then I worked at Chrysler for a minute.
Paper route.
There's the stories we can tell about all of the eras. But in the same token, every era there were different clubs. When I first came on, like I said, Famous Door, Ties, Bingos, Bookies. Then the Warehouse. Got a chance to travel to Chicago doing the Generator, Rialto's. Got a chance to experience Frankie Knuckles. I think that was probably one of the over at House of Blues. That was probably one of the biggest experiences that I at a young age to see a DJ totally control the crowd. I think that was one of the things that inspired me. That, like I always say, you want to have crowd participation sometimes. Frankie had that. Frankie, because of his music was so legendary, he's playing House of Yes. He could take the volume down, and they were singing the songs like it was out there playing. I'm talking about a massive group of people up here just, humming away. And it's like, wow, that was for me mind blowing, because I had never really seen a DJ really do that. And so getting the opportunity to see Jeff Mills being a turntablist type guy, seeing Dwayne Mix Bradley and all these guys playing their music the way they did, growing up listening to disco, watching my parents be in the basement partying, maybe collect all these records. That was one of those things you did coming up in the 60s, 70s. You bought records, and so I was blessed enough not to move around a lot, so I was able to maintain most of my collection. I've heard some of the horror stories at some of the clubs that the DJs, like we talked about earlier, they used to cater to the DJs. Some clubs would actually build cases for the DJs to leave their vinyl in the club so they wouldn't have to travel so much with their records. Well, there's a few clubs that actually burnt up. Bingo's was one of them that took some collections with them. So, musically, I've been around music, diverse music all my life. My grandpa's white. My mom is mixed. So my musical selection back in the day, Barbra Streisand, Duran Duran, to Muddy Waters, to Bobby Blue Bland, to Earth, Wind and Fire. It went from every way. And I think when I play today, you can hear some of that. We talk about message music, being in the church, wanting to make sure you impact people when they're on your floor. Every time you get a person in front of you, that's not always a common thing. I've been in places where I played where no one danced. Yeah. But that was sort of my thing to do, because I had refused at that time to play a lot of classics. I wanted to try to move this music forward, to put a lot of new stuff. So much new music out here. And so I got into a stage where I didn't care if you didn't dance, but I want to play all this stuff that's new. Hopefully you get the vibe, and you see people, they at the table, they vibing, so you know they into it. You just need that one person to break the scene and say, oh, I'm a freestyler, come on out here. And so we got to continue to move. You guys make music. You're not making music for it to get on the shelf. You're making it for people to play it. Mm-hmm. And so it's a happy balance. I love classics. I can wear you out with classics, and I'm going to include classics within my sets. But I'm also going to play a lot of new stuff to educate you to what's out here now. I hope I answered.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But let me say this: I didn't know of any of you guys prior to the Berlin trip. You know, I had, but like I said, once again, I'm not a big techno person, so I really didn't know a lot of the techno guys. Although I've been around,
not even funky techno, not even slow techno, not even funky techno, not even gospel techno.
There's some techno that I do play and do like, but to hear a whole set of techno, it's very few people. And I think I mentioned Robert Hood was probably one of the first I've heard that I sat around and listened to about an hour of his whole set of techno. But techno has to make sense. Your set to me has to make sense. At some point, you ain't got to be saying anything.
Right.
But I mean, if you all over with the orbital sounds, I'm not into all of that. I still need to be grounded some kind of way. So I guess because I came out during the disco era where we had the big singer.
Is that because of where you came from? Because that's
I was gonna say that. You got the singers, Donna Summers, Lolita Holiday, Martha Wash. These girls are belting. And so when you come out with these initial singers, Barbra Streisand, like I said, Whitney Houston, these were singers. And so we're flipping their songs into tracks, into house remixes. So you're in the club hearing these phenomenal singers touching your soul. And so that's what gravitated me to play house the way I play it and do it. So techno, a lot of instrumentation, kind of wears me out after a while. So,
the crazy thing about it is, like I've said previously, like I started off playing house.
Really?
Yeah. So more so like for example, like when I did the mix for your show. So that's the type of house I like. And to me, even some of the tracks, like I really don't like vocals that much. Like I like dub stuff like that.
I like dub stuff too.
I like little vocals, like early Masters at Work type stuff, a little bit. KFC, that's my thing. And that's like my version of the like deep house, not the stuff that they call now, but exactly. So that's what I came up. But then at some point, I think I wanted something a little harder. And this is the same thing with Donnell. I remember Donnell playing house. I think we all played house, like stop talking.
I still do.
He makes it too. So it's kind of like that's where it was. So I was like, I'm not gonna give you I'm not doing a techno mix. Not for you. Like you knew what you want to do. But like, nah, I'm gonna do house.
I mean, hey, do what you're comfortable with. I mean,
but it was cool. It was refreshing because I don't, other than your mix and the last time was in Berlin, I played another venue, 2 venues that they wanted me to play house. Nice. I don't want to play house. So, it was kind of cool and it's like, let me just see where it goes. But I can see what you're saying. That's like the same thing like when I can't stand a lot of, to be honest, and I'm being honest today. So I make house a little bit, I make techno, but my day-to-day music is hip hop. Like I don't really listen to like house or techno, or hip hop or jazz. That's really it. But
I'm listening to jazz and so
I get what you said.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, things are different. I'm not a big hip hop fan. I do listen to hip hop. I've always been into the more dance friendlier music, R&B. I'm not a hustle girl. I hate the hustles. I hate all these 8,000 hustles. I hear DJs complaining all day. I gotta go play this. Well, that's your problem. You started this madness. You the one got to correct it and fix it. Stop playing it.
Right.
So find your niche. If that's not what you're trying to do, don't go over there playing your hustle stuff. So and the same way DJs complain about people coming to make a request. It's how you start. It's how you create your scene. And hopefully people will want to leave you alone and let you do what you do. But with you guys, like I say, with meeting you, Myles, and Donnell, I was like, where these guys come from? And then I saw, I guess, Kalamazoo area, Grand Rapids area, Flint area. Yeah, we didn't go up there.
But see, that's the whole thing, though. Like, we had to come. Like for me and Donnell, right? Me and Donnell, it was like, well, at least for me, I can speak for. Well, I'm not speaking for D, but we had Chicago or Detroit.
Boom.
And more than likely, I was more in Chicago than I was in Detroit.
Really?
At first, yeah, because it's to me, it's closer. It's like around the lake. You know what I mean? And then we also heard stuff like. The only time I really heard stuff on the radio from Detroit is like when the house I'm in now, I'm in Flint. This is my grandmother's house. So I used to come here in the summers. You could hear JLB if you tune it in just right. And then the next door neighbor, he actually started going, he was older, but he was going to U of M. So he would bring back the Wizard tapes.
Nice.
So that's how I got involved with techno. And the first track I heard at the same time, I'll never forget it. So he had Run DMC just came out.
Right.
So Run DMC was out, and at the same time, you had all the breaking stuff. And then Cosmic Car came out.
Wow.
That was the first electronic thing I heard because it came out, and he played that thing so damn much. He had a yellow Volkswagen. The license plate said Cosmic Car. That's what he named it off of. So that's how I got involved in it. I was probably like 7, 8, you know what I mean? So
yeah, wow.
Yeah. So
I mean, I think the blissful thing for me, like I say, having the opportunity to hear dance music and house and stuff like that on the radio was huge. I mean, you know, I think that's what's missing too. You know,
back in the day, you could
turn it on. I mean, at least you knew on Fridays and Saturdays you were going to get some house music here. And then people forget about Dwayne Mix Bradley did the Midday Cuisine every day during the week from noon. It was just a 30-minute show. But, oh, my God, if I didn't run on my job, I don't care what I was doing. At 11:55, I don't care if I was talking to a customer. I'm sorry. I know. I'll be right back. I got to go over here and set my cassette tape together, hit record. I'm going to come back to you, but I got to hit record because I got to catch 30 minutes of Dwayne Mix Bradley's show. Dwayne Mix Bradley was very underrated. Dwayne Mix Bradley was one of the best DJs that don't really talk about either.
Dang. Yeah, when you say cassette tapes, man, that's like, wow.
Oh,
that's
my God.
Like, because I used to, like Myles, you know, he was started in Chicago, but for me, when I was a kid, Mom was making me stay half of the summer in Detroit and then half of the summer in Chicago. So like I was recording a lot of them shows on cassette tapes, bringing them back to Kalamazoo and selling them to people. So at the same time, I was getting the Wizard on there, and then he was also coming down because Tony Funkmaster was bringing Jeff down often to play at the club downtown in Kalamazoo. But I was staying right off of it on Clement Street off of Livernois at my aunt's house. Over there for like 6 weeks, and then in Chicago, the same, different relatives. But I was recording, you know, the guys in Chicago, like Bad Boy Bill, Julian Jumpin' Perez, Mike Hitman Wilson, Farley, and all them as well. But then when Myles and I met, we were going to Chicago and Detroit often with Kiko. And we had our little crew, and we were coming to go to, you know, we would go to Chicago and go to Red Dogs and Kabooms, for example, and then, you know, go to, of course, Gramophones, buy some records. And in Detroit, a lot of them little illegal raves, you know, that they probably use a generator to had the power. The ones that you would see drug dealers robbing the rave kids, and the rave kids were so high they didn't even know what was happening. They're just like laughing. Yeah, they're just laughing, and So, but you know, that's how far we go back with it, and that's why it's like, how can we did not know? That's exactly what, as Myles was saying. I wish I would have known you back then and more people back then. You know, just to know even more people to hang out with and connect and do things. But to me, it's a blessing we're meeting now. Anyway, we're discovering each other. So going forward in the future, who knows what beautiful things are to come.
There it is.
You know,
it's crazy because y'all have this, at least this circle of, communication that because you're right, basically almost right around the corner. I'm from West Coast, LA. LA, Cincinnati, and
Dream Team.
Yeah. And how I discovered the underground and house. We had places like that came out. We had lots of places downtown LA, garages and big venues, great spaces. We had Max Garage, Sketchpad, Does Your Mama Know, and then we had Does Your Mama Know?
Album title, boy.
Hello.
Does Your Mama Know was on Sundays, and it was all for house. And yeah, and then we had the San Francisco underground community. They was also doing a lot of doing Mark Farina and a lot of really good house stuff. And then I used to DJ at a club downtown called the Mayan and Hollywood Palace. And then after work, I would go to places. These were the after hours where the gays and were hanging out. And Max Garage and Does Your Mama Know was on Sundays, but it was Sketchpad. So these were, and it was amazing because how I discovered the sound from Detroit and Chicago was that I was in a record pool because I was DJing record pool, and I was getting a lot of stuff on the record pool, and I was, because I started out doing hip hop, and then hip hop, R&B, acid jazz, rare groove, and all this, and then it kind of went into the house. So I had this really great love for, like what you said, the vocals, the gospel, all this stuff. And then after a while, you get a feel of what is cheesy and what is really fun. Of course.
Yeah, what's good, what ain't good, what's panning, what's tinking and tanking. No,
and I hate to say what's good and what's not good. Whatever you don't like, different strokes for different folks. I'm not going to say that because some people like commercial stuff and they like it like that when they're very good at it or whatever. They do want to do that. But I guess I got to this stage of the game where I was, like you said, I was repeating the same music over and over and over again, and the people weren't elevating it, and I was moving forward and learning more and educating myself and more open for new things. And that for me was a very important milestone to getting to moving out of America to Europe. So
that makes a difference. Yeah. So like for me in the record stores, I shop mostly imports. I didn't do a lot of domestic records. I was huge. My collection is probably a good 80% imports than were. Just the remixes were better to me. I don't know, but yeah, it made a big difference. Where you shopped, the stores, the mom and pop stores. I went to so many different places to get some of this stuff, but I also was lucky enough to start making enough money to where I had a lot of stuff being shipped in. I started getting from the Netherlands, satellite records. I started doing Baltimore music. Yeah. So when you can afford to have stuff flown in, that makes it a little different too. I think a little bit of that helped me get to radio. I started doing the Club Insomnia show. I initially started doing radio with Teresa Hill. WDTR 90.9 FM was a Detroit public school station, and she would do Thursday and Friday an hour show, but she was doing house music off of those shows, and she would bring in guest DJs. And so Felton Howard, which is, I'm not sure if you guys know who Felton Howard is, but Felton Howard was the one who introduced me to her by giving her a CD of mine. And so I ended up starting doing guest spots with her. Mike Huckabee, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Mike Huckabee. Oh, okay, there we go.
Dance room.
That's our dog. So Mike Huckabee was my guy over at Record Time.
He didn't joke.
Record Time was probably one of the pivotal spaces to shop as well. But Mike Huckabee, we had a crazy relationship because I would go to Heavens and I would buy a cassette tape of Ken Collier's music. But then I would go home and take that cassette tape and take like a minute or two of each song that I wanted and put it on another cassette tape, take it to Record Time and give it to Mike and say, here, Mike, take this in the back. And whatever you know on these cassettes, pull those tracks and I can buy them.
He will too.
He will. Well, me and Huckabee was my love. So Huckabee Huckabee knew that Ken was going to have some stuff that he probably wanted.
Right.
And I want to pick out some stuff that he probably even know he needed to have. So he was like, "Oh yeah, let me see that. Come on."
Yep.
We go back there. So I tell you a quick story about how me and Kelly Hand almost got into it at record time.
Oh,
So me and Kelly, we're cool. We're not as tight as we were as we got older in life, but we're cool. We know of each other. So I'm in that. This is the old record time over there on 10 Mile before they moved further down. This they had an actual record, the dance room where they had other stuff on the walls. So I'm in there. Huckabee comes out. He said, "Sent." He said, "You were looking for this remix that you're asking me about." He said, "It just came in." I said, "Oh, did it?" I said, "Okay, what is it?" He said, "I'm not sure what the name of it is. It came on a yellow copy." I said, "Okay, bet." He said it's number 10 on the wall. So Kelly is standing by number 12. I'm on the other side of the room. So she reaches over to number 10 and grabs the records. Now, the way it looks, because it's, like I said, it's in just a white sheet, I'm thinking it's just one record. So I'm about to go over here and handle this. You got to get that up, sister. I don't care who you are. So I started walking across the room to where the record was. So Kelly looking at me, I'm looking at her. So she kind of starts to have a little smirk face. I said, "Uh-oh, here we go." I said, "Nah, I hate to have to beat Kelly Hand ass up in here."
damn.
She don't know me. She don't know where I come from.
She don't know.
She don't know. So
Overall record.
it's not to go down. Because if it's something that Huckabee is telling me that I wanted, I know one, she don't know what the hell this is.
Yep.
Right.
For one, so you just grab it because you heard him say it. So, but two, if it's something I've been wanting, it's probably something I really been wanting. So
Right.
get with it. So I go a little closer and I kind of get a little smirk on my face. And she laughs and she starts smiling. And then she takes it and she separates. It's 2 records. I said, so look, this is what I told her. I ain't gonna hold it up there. I said, "You so lucky." I said, "You are so lucky." I said, "Because you have to get that up, sister."
Yeah.
She looked
but she knew something you didn't.
What she know?
Because she had 2, right? You said.
Well, yeah, but that was only. Trust me, if she would have had 1, she was gonna have to hand that over. Because she had 2, I said you lucky because you was gonna have to hand that over without an ass kicking. But because it's 2, you get to get everything. Look, and I don't even know what it is. So let's go over here and find out what it is together. So of course we go over the turntable. What it turned out being was Sade's Pearls. Remember house remix, unlimited copy, yellow, unlimited. Only 10 came to the record store.
Oh, you mean limited, not unlimited?
Limited, yeah.
This was a total bootleg. They had did Sade's Pearls remix. Ken Collier had played in the heavens about 4 months earlier. You couldn't even find this record.
Okay.
So all of a sudden it comes through record time, and because I gave Mike Huckabee that cassette tape, it came in his mind like, this something simple.
That's the record, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to it. He wasn't holding on to it, it just so happened to be there. Okay, if I wouldn't happen to be in the same room, I wouldn't have got it. But that's a whole nother story. So
we got them stories too.
Oh yeah.
Look, I never forget when Kim James came in for record time. Kim James came in with the JLB jacket, got the Kim James on. Okay, Kim. Everybody can't breathe no more. Kim James. I'm like, whatever. So I'm not faded with nobody, no DJs, none of that. I don't care who you are. So I'm over here moving around. I was the type of person I didn't really associate with people in the record store. How you doing? What just came in? Leave me alone. You need to get this consignment. I can put your number up here, but other than that, we ain't got to talk about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I need. What are imports? Okay, cool. I'm over here doing my thing. So Kim comes in. They go back there and pull this big old crate out the back. I'm like, well, hold on. I had never really noticed this. I'm like, okay. He's like, oh, cool. You got these. I'm like, I need one of them. I'm like, well, said, no, I don't know. What you talking about? He said, well, 30 days to 30 copies. I'm like, my money good. What you talking about? What you mean? He said, well, only get so many. So I'm like, that's I go off. That's some bullshit. But who was he? Now they like, that's Kim James. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Kim turned around. He like, who is this over here acting crazy? I was like, how you doing, Kim? All right, nice to meet you. Anyway, so fast forward years later when I get to JLB,
I got a question for you when you finish. Go ahead.
So look, I get to JLB. Now, me and Kim's a big guy. I'm down there with Reggie Harrell. You probably don't know who Reggie Hot Mix Harrell was down there at the Penobscot building. I come down to JLB in late 2008 doing guest spots. We're doing vinyl. So I come in, little booth. Okay, we got to go on air. Mike Huckabee calls. Since you want to come do a guest spot on the radio, I'm like, oh my, what the hell? I might as well. I wouldn't even think about radio, but sure, okay. I go down, I drop on, boom, boom, boom. Okay, they're going to talk on the air. Okay, well, that's a whole different thing. I handle it. So they bring me back down. I'm like, okay, this might be something I might be end up doing. So I come back down the third time. I'm like, y'all gonna make this my home? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? They're like, okay, Sam, we're gonna bring you in. So 2009 until like 2019, I did Club Insomnia with Reggie Harrell, Danielle Mitchell, and Kim James for decades. And so it was a good time during that time. But we had some turmoil. We can get to them stories too. But I miss radio, and that's what I'm trying to do with my Club Insomnia show now. Is to try to get enough. If you get enough radio hits through your apps and internet shows, eventually somebody's gonna come and want to spend some money with you, and that can eventually get you back on FM. So it's all a process, and you guys know that too.
I have a question for you. There was actually two of them. One about your activism, and another one was about your tough battles. And yeah, so we're gonna go to the other side because we heard the one about you boxing. So let's have a
all my life, yeah.
You've been. I read this, I think, and I just want maybe you can clarify. You've been through real rough losses, and then you still show up for lifting other people. What does that come from on hard nights? Can you kind of explain what they meant by that? I think it was written in the Resident Advisor, and you quote, it was something about you standing up for kindness and invitation for the less fortunate. Yeah.
Well, I've always been, that comes from my parenting. I mean, it doesn't pay anything to be kind. You can make a decision on how you want to treat a person. And so like I said, in my DJ journey, I didn't have a lot of support. And so coming out kind of, in a battlefield, and I understand it now. I didn't understand it during that time because I'm like, why y'all ain't liking me? I took it very personal that it was really that they didn't like Cynthia. And it really had nothing to do with me as a person. You're coming into their business. You're taking some of their business away. You're making the money they will be making. You're challenging them to be better than what they want to be, and they're not. And you're not settling by just accepting the bullshit they got out here doing because you're giving something for the audience much better than what they're giving. And so you become a fighter. And so I've always wanted to make sure that I left a legacy of kindness, especially for our young people, especially for our young DJs coming into this business.
Thank you.
I try my best to teach a lot of people. You don't have to go through, as they want to say, the OGs that have all these titles that they say you should go and talk to this person and this person should help you. No, they shouldn't. Find out what you're trying to do, get educated on what you're trying to do, and invest in yourself. Put in the work for your craft. That's the biggest part. I hate hearing all these DJs when they go out and they're practicing in front of you. You should know how to play good music before I get to you.
Before you.
So someone needs to tell you that, though. That's the other problem. So that's where I come in at. We need more honesty. We know this. You guys know about the techno history. We can't get shit right for nothing because everybody's trying to claim them being the first or the only one. You have to stop people from saying those type of narratives. That's why you never heard about me, because the people who had the titles ran around for decades saying I was the only one. I'm the only one.
Yeah.
You're not the only one.
Yeah.
But if you start talking about me, it's kind of probably overshadow the lies you're telling about yourself, because I can't be everywhere that you claim you have been. They've been there. So that's what I'm doing today, and have been doing probably the last really heavily the last 4 or 5 years, is correcting some of this history that people are assuming that these people are talking, that they're the only person that know the history. Sad part about it, I come through the era of AIDS. And so a lot of our producers, a lot of our partiers, a lot of people who can correct these lies that's being told are gone. They know that. They know it's only a handful of us that's left that can say, hold on, no, you wasn't there. No, you didn't play there. No, you didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't speak up and say, this is going to go down in the history that this person did these things, and they know their ass didn't do a damn thing, well, nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what gets me in trouble now, is because I'm speaking about legends and OGs that want to be all these godmothers that are not, want to be all these, underground resistance people that are not. You put yourself in these positions of having these titles, but have you really earned them?
Mm-hmm.
And so I make a big fight about the Godfather of House, Frankie Knuckles, Larry Levan, Ken Collier. These gentlemen got their names and titles because they ruled their dance floors. They ruled the club scene. And so if you didn't rule your dance floor and your club scene, you shouldn't be a god and mother of nothing. And so that's why I have issues with everybody who's trying to make themselves be something that ain't really did shit in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Copying it off of what other people are doing. And now when people died, with Kelly Hand's death, it became even more rapid. So yeah, you have to stand up for your people who can't stand up for themselves.
Yeah, I see that, because I was going to actually take you back to Kelly Hand actually and ask you what was she like, because I didn't know her either. And as we were talking earlier, you mentioned her being a good friend with you later and helping you with some music gear. So I was just trying to get a little bit of idea of what your friendship was like back then.
Me and Kelly come from the old days of her being on the scene, the new dance show, and being up in ties with her big hats and hanging out at some of these different clubs. We were friends from afar. We knew of through associations in our early 20s. But as we got older and I got more into the DJ world after she came over, she helped me get my system set up. I saw her at Zippers. This is how I first really got going. She's on Zippers. I think it was on Thursday night. This might have been like 93, 94. I want to say it might be 93. And I went in there really to mess with her. I'm like, hey, what's up, girl? What you in here doing? She here, with the turntable. So I need to give me some of this. She was like, you ain't trying to do none of this. And I said, no, really. I'm actually in there flirting with her, but she don't know that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna mess with her. I'm like, she like, you ain't trying to do this. So I'm like, no, for real, Kelly. I'm gonna get some turntables. Which in my heart I wanted to, because I did think about music in that way. But she was like, okay, if you get some turntables, she's just talking trash. If you get some turntables, I'm gonna come over, help you set up. I said, are you? I said, okay, well, you ain't saying nothing but a word, girl. So I pop up, get my little linear tech and my 19-inch Gemini mixer and call her. I said, I got me some turntables. She said, you got you some turntables. Sure enough, she come over, set everything up, got my little tech. I think I had a Technique little receiver. She plugged everything up. Oh, you got sound. Boom, we on. She shows you what I need to do. You got these two records. You want to put these two records together. Okay, carry on. I say, wow. A year later, I runs back into Kelly. That's how our friendship was. I was here a year, maybe 2 years. Then we would run into each other. We might hang out for 6 months. Then I might not see her for another 6 months. And so over time, that's how our friendship was. I go to Family Dollar. That's what happened with COVID. 2019, right before COVID happens, I ran into her at Family Dollar. Okay, what's up? Oh, see what's going on. We in there robbing the Family Dollar store. So anyway, we started hanging out pretty tough at that point in 2019. We go through COVID together. At that time in 2020, I lose 6 family members during COVID. My dad was included, 3 uncles, a couple of cousins.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, look, this is the crazy part. August 22nd, we did a triple funeral. So we're in the midst of COVID. You can't bury anybody in the funeral homes, which we didn't have that issue anyway, because we have a family plot in Georgia. We have an acre of land that our relatives are buried on. That's a whole nother history story. But anyway, we did a triple funeral August 22nd, my dad and my 2 uncles, back to back to back. And so I was a changed person after that. I mean, to see 3 caskets, to go through 3 funerals, and to bury your loved ones was devastating. That was in August. I come home, try to get myself together. I lose another cousin from COVID after the funeral. So we like, wow, we should have maybe not even did the funeral because now people are getting sick. About end of September, I get a uterus cancer diagnosis. So now I find I got uterus cancer. So now this is, like I said, this is 2020. I prep. First part of March, I go to surgery. Kelly's helping me. A couple other friends are helping me. We get through this surgery. Me and her, tight to the wrist. Boom, boom, boom. We hanging out. She's got me back healthy. August 3rd, Kelly Hand dies. She goes in. She plays Marble Bar on Friday with Meeks. Meeks is like, something's wrong. Something ain't quite right with Kelly. I'm like, she calling some people. She's taking a video of Kelly. She's like, something was off. Same thing that's what people at Marble Bar said the next time I saw them. She's like, something was off about her that night. So anyway, she plays her set. She's all off. I mean, mixes us off. Everything is off. She stays not too far from Marble Bar. If you're going into the Viaduct and some lofts, that's where Kelly stayed at. But if you went the other way from Marble Bar, was Henry Ford Hospital. Same distance, maybe a minute apart. She decided when she left that she was okay. She came home, went home. I think she might have been up maybe a day or two, struggling, trying to figure some stuff out. Ended up dying in her house. And so I get the text from Todd Johnson that Kelly had passed. I'm like, not my Kelly. I mean, Kelly. He said, yeah. He said, I got a call that Kelly they just found Kelly. I'm like, what? And so that was just, I mean, probably one of the most devastating losses because, Kelly was just on the pivotal move. Kelly was a genius. She really was. Let me just be honest. I didn't particularly care for a lot of Kelly's music. She knew that. I'm not saying anything that she coming out with the guys to get me. It just was different. Mm-hmm. But that's what made her who she was.
Exactly. Yep.
She started off doing more like ghetto tech, girls in this house, beat that bitch with a stick.
Beat that bitch with a bat. Wasn't it? No. Beat that bitch with a bat. Oh, with a stick.
Beat that bitch with a bat. Right, yeah, because it was beat the bitch with the stick that she did beat the bitch with the bat. And then it was so she got into that whole ghetto tech sort of thing early on, but it was so many different sides to her that she wanted to start a techno label, and she wanted to start more of a house label. So to watch her sort of from a distance be so creative and going after her dreams, I mean, my God, it was like, wow, I was a big fan, but also a good friend. Mm-hmm. And so just real quick, when she passed, it made me change everything about what I did. I decided at that point I want to travel. I went to New York and played. I went to Vegas. I played so many different, and then get my first time going to Berlin. And so it just made me come out of my shell and say, so if you want to do this and you really want to see something, then you got to do it. I mean, nothing's promised. So, and that's what I tell my young people: don't wait around on it. Go ahead on and do it. But yeah, she was magnificent. She was magnificent. I wish she would have been able to live through the whole situation of the COVID and get out, because she had just started getting some overseas gigs again. She's supposed to be going over to London and play. I was excited for her to do that, and then she passed. So we just don't know when our time is coming.
Yeah, it was when you mentioned that, there was a period of time she kind of like, I won't say disappeared, but she kind of slowed down a bit. But then I think during that time, from what I've seen, I think more people started to really understand her, and she started getting her flowers.
Yeah.
Before that, because it was like, oh, who's Kelly? And she, from what I've met her one time, just in passing and stuff, but from what I've always seen, it's like you never really heard about her, but those who knew. When it started coming out, well, who is Kelly Hand? And people started to learn, like, she huge for a long time. She had dope music, but she just never got that,
And that's the problem with Detroit. I mean, it's about what group or what clique you're a part of. And unfortunately, if you're not in the sort of people who are the media hounds who find the microphones and talk about themselves, well, when you talk about you can also include other people. It's
Right.
okay, I played over in Berlin with Myles. That's okay to say that. Why not give him his praise as well? That's where our problem has been. We've had people with the spotlight, but they just so busy talking about them that you don't even know about the other people. And then some of us aren't out here searching for a camera. Kelly was the type of person, unfortunately for her, Kelly had been beat up. Like I told you, I had warriors and problems. Kelly did too. When you are who you are and you're a problem with any scene, techno, house, whoever, when they can't make money off of you, then you become a problem. Mm-hmm. Then you become someone we can't talk about. Or if we talk about you, it's in a bad way. Mm-hmm. So she had became sort of a hermit to where she was abused. She was beat up. She was tired. So she was like, I don't want anything to do with Detroit. I don't get respect from here, where she should have been getting a ton of respect. Yeah. But unfortunately now she's getting more because more people are talking about her. And I talk about her quite often on my interviews. She deserves that.
See, and that's a shame. It's not just in anything that anytime somebody when they're around, nobody wants to give them praise and stuff like that. But when somebody passes and no longer here, it's like, oh, he was this or she was that, and it's like you should have been doing that the whole damn time. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, I think that's a travesty, and that's why we all don't know each other. That's why we're not intertwined and connecting because, unfortunately, we don't share the knowledge of who is who. It's not taking anybody's spotlight away if you talk about who I am, but sometimes you got to think about it. If you talk about somebody and you yourself haven't done the things you've been saying you have, you can't talk about sin. Because if you start talking about me, it's going to start to contradict what your ass is out here lying about. Mm-hmm. Well, let's put some real truth to it. A lot of why we don't talk about each other, I talk about everybody, but a lot of why people don't mention me is because it's going to contradict the shit you out here saying. Mm-hmm. You can't say you was doing all these things in these clubs when Cent was the one behind the turntables. You weren't nowhere to be found. We got this thing now where somebody's walking around here saying they played up at Club Heavens. No female has ever played Club Heavens. Ever. But because there's nobody here to defend that, now you want to say that. Mm-hmm. So so you ain't gonna say that in front of me because I'm gonna stand up there and tell you your ass is lying.
We're talking about people that don't do something. Can you name some names that are doing something about this, making a change? It must be, we can't be stuck. It can't, you know what I mean? There must be some names of people that set an example, different kind of example other than what I'm
Let hearing. Me say this. It's more younger people who are searching for the truth, who are talking more about the past and bringing up the questions. But the OGs that know these stories and know the truth are not saying anything because, once again, Detroit is a very homophobic city. Majority of your leaders, when it came to especially dance music back in the 70s, 80s, were gay. A lot of your producers were gay. So, like I said, some things happen when you start hearing some of these guys. They be talking, oh, yeah, when I turned 22, yeah, but you met Ken at 18. So what happened between 18 and 22, though? You don't want to talk about that era. Mm-hmm. You want to start when you started doing records. So there's some. Who cares what the fuck was going on? I mean, but right. Honestly, too. Let me just say this: some of these guys are ashamed because they were being manipulated by pedophiles. Mm-hmm. Let's keep it real. Mm-hmm. Some of these guys was out here that were older men, liking younger boys, and if you came through some of these house scenes, you were touched by some of these men. Now, whether you participated, didn't participate, that's probably a whole nother story. But I believe some of these guys are ashamed of the fact that they had to be around these guys. So you never hear them mention them.
But, like another African Bambaataa story in a way.
There it is. There it is. And once again, If no one tells you that African Baba is somebody you need to be careful of, you get put right into his position. So because we don't say anything, a lot of people are being harmed because no one's saying, "Now you don't need to be around them."
I knew him personally. I knew him personally and being
African Baba.
Yeah, I knew him personally. Him in Africa Islam and Zulu Nation, but I never had that impression at all.
Well, most of the time you wouldn't. Most of the time you wouldn't.
I've been in the room with him alone, talking to him personally, in his hotel room, and that is never. It was all about the music in Africa. It was never about that. You know, I'm listening to you lay down what is the truths, and I keep saying in my mind, how are we moving forward, making it better? And this for me is so important because I keep hearing these learning points. We're learning what we have to do and what we have to change. Who is part of that change? And I think for me, I'm focusing my attention on those people.
Yes.
I'm trying to find those young people that hear you.
Yes.
That
well,
feel
the thing is, we as elders, for myself, have to talk. You have to open your mouth. But once again, like I say, how can you talk about something that is controversial to what you're saying yourself? I can talk about things because my bio and my history is not going to change. I don't care whose camera comes in front of me, the stories are going to stay the same. And so until we get more people who are okay with maybe not being who they think that they are, and maybe glorify some other people, and also making knowledge of other people, giving other people credit for what they've done, it's okay to do that. And so until we can change that narrative, I promote my young people a lot. You know, we got AK, we got Black Moon, we got Girl. We got so many young people out here that are trying to do things and find their own niche and make their own way. And so they need a little bit of guidance, but they also need to know the history of where we come from too. It's not all bad, but it is some things that need to be clarified. You know, we talked about this before, and it still falls to today. One thing about music is it's either invested in drugs, you know, what drug scene you're with. You know, that's heavy today now. Unfortunately, it's probably even greater than what we had to deal with because they got so many different drugs that's out here that these guys are going to deal with, especially DJs. I talked to my DJ buddies a lot, especially my young people. Don't become the party. You can't be up here partying harder than the people who partying.
Yeah.
How long you think you're going to be around? You know, so, and then you got the people who promote the drug scene who will hire you to pay you for drugs. That still goes on today. That's probably why I don't get some calls. You can't call me and pay chicken wings and drinks. You don't do that.
Right.
You go see the other side instead. But you be like, "Hey son, I got a packet. What kind of packet? $1 packet?"
Hey, this is going to be my last wish to hear from you as an elder, as a person that knows and is still here, relevant. What would you tell the next generation of talent that found their own way, that's done the hard work, that deserves their flowers, that are in this time now, moving forward? Because I hear people like Carl Craig when they're in podcasts. I hear people like Seth Troxler, and they're giving flowers. What do you tell the next generation to help better the scene? Or would you tell any other elders to step up?
I say that all the time to my elders. We got to talk, not just about music, but life experiences, credit, death. How do you handle certain things? I mean, we have a bit of a knowledge of a lot of arenas in our lifetime that needs to be shared with our young people. And that's going back to having the village raising our kids. It takes all of us. It takes all of our knowledge. And so for someone getting into this industry, I tell them to figure out what it is you're trying to do first. Are you trying to, like I said, you want to be a local DJ that play at the hood bar? That's cool. I ain't knocking that. But then invest your time in getting that and make sure you get your own spot and do your own thing. If you're trying to be a producer or you're trying to get some of these bigger clubs, hang out, see what's going to pull you into these clubs. connect with different people. Be social. Today, you have to kind of be more on the social tip. You got to kind of hang out a little, be seen, get to know people.
You gotta have that balance between it all. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, back then, I didn't do any of that. We didn't have to. But now it's different. You have to be kind of on the social tip, but also make your money. Don't be afraid to have a conversation when someone calls you about a gig. Between you being okay is what's your budget or what you trying to pay me or what I want. This is what I want to get paid. You have to speak money. You cannot assume that someone who's hiring you is going to just pay you. So handle this as a business if that's what you're trying to do. That's what I tell them. Handle it as a business. You know.
I hope y'all hearing this. This is all facts, y'all.
No, real talk. Handle your business.
Talk,
you know, get your money, but talk about money. You know, I remember, I ain't gonna say his name. He used to come to real estate and be mad about it. I'd be like, "Huh? Oh, man, he said, man, I just played this gig. Okay, cool. What's wrong with you? Shit, I ain't getting no money. What? How you gonna play a 2-hour gig and you come up in here with lint in your pockets? How is that possible? He's like, I mean, I thought my man was gonna, take care of me. What do you mean? I said, what do you mean he was just gonna take care of you? He said he asked you to come play for 2 hours. I said, okay. He might have just thought you just wanted to play for 2 hours.
Right.
He was like, well, no, but he know I'm trying to make some money. I said, how he's supposed to know that? I said, did you talk about money? He was like, no, we never get around to that. We didn't. How do we not get around to it when it's really you? You should get around to it. He was like, well, I mean, I just thought my man. So you can't think like that, bro. You got to talk about money.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't ask, you don't know. You don't ask, you don't know.
Facts.
Yeah, knowing what you're worth, right? Or
I think that's the hard part. I think a lot of I know we talked some young ladies. I was talking about that now. How do you bid yourself? I said it's kind of difficult because you really don't know. It's not like it's a price scale. Mm-hmm. You know, if you play techno over in Trezor, you should make $5,000. I wish that was the case, right? But I mean, it's to each his own. So I always say, probably the smarter way to approach it sometimes is ask them what their budget is first.
Okay, I was going to say, let's figure that. That would be a nice.
Ask them, the first thing you say is, "What's your budget?"
Subject to see what.
Because you might say, "I want 200." They might be like, "We're gonna pay 4." Okay, well, hey, shit, let me shut up. So ask what they can offer you first. Then, if it doesn't equate to what you want, y'all can negotiate from there.
Okay, bet.
But you got to ask about money. You can't just get off this phone like, "Oh, I got me a gig." Yeah, you got your gig, but run around here mad at the end of the night because where the man at? Where man at? He gone.
Right, man, gone. Been gone.
Been gone.
2 hours ago.
Hey, I did a ball one night. So you guys are not familiar with. So the ball scenes are the battles, and so during the era, Poise, some of these shows that got out now on Netflix are about the battle scenes of the gay kids. Mm-hmm. And so I started playing some of these balls, and these balls, $50 to get in. Let me just show you the price range. So we're talking about sometimes $50 to get in. We're talking about probably 6,000 to 1,000 people.
Give my money.
Okay.
Give my money.
So I am making $2,500 for this gig. I'm playing probably 8 hours though. That's how long it's gonna be going. So it's an all-nighter. We from 8 to 8, beating them down. And so I look up, I'm like, so I get half my money when I first get there. That was my rule. I walk in the door, I get half my money. If you ain't got all of it, that's cool, but I need half when I walk in.
Yeah, that should be fair.
So they pop a boo-boo. Okay, cool. I get done. Where my man at? I can't find my man. Here we go.
Yep.
So, everybody leaving, everybody going, okay, cool. Now, okay, where my man at? Oh, he been gone. What you mean he been gone? Hell, what? So who got my money? I said, I don't know. He got okay. I'm blowing his phone. No, okay, no problem. Now I'm from the street, so hold on. We go make some calls in about another couple of days. If I ain't heard from, we're gonna make another call.
Right.
So I put out the warning smoke sign. You've been needed. You've been summoned. Okay, I ain't heard about a week go by. Okay, cool. Now I gotta call my FBI friends. How y'all doing? Yeah, this is my man's name, license plate number. Yeah, if you see him, pull him over. Let's go shake my man up some. So of course that happened.
Mm-hmm.
He called next day. Then take but 24 hours. I said, what's going on? How you doing? Oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, I ain't got your money right now, but about 2 weeks when I get paid. Oh, okay, cool. I say, now you want to be able to drive for the next 2 weeks, right? Make sure you have my money in those 2 weeks. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
The plates might end up missing. The car might end up being repossessed. Handle your business.
Right.
So I had a reputation in my industry, in my business position, that I was not one to play with. I was not one to do all of that with. But make your money. Talk about it.
Yeah.
And hold on, let me say this too. And have some damn etiquette about yourself when you play with other DJs. You know, we're not competing against each other. I had a guy who ran off the stage so fast. I'm trying to figure out what channel we on. Hold on, bro. I turned around and my man was gone. I said, well, dang, what happened? Is it broke? I ain't gonna live with some bad shit. I would make a miracle happen. I'm pushing buttons. Oh Lord,
I can relate to that. Yeah,
that ain't cool.
No.
Just give yourself a second to say, "Hey, what you need? You good?"
Yep.
Should we transition? Because it's really about the party continuing, not me against you, not me against you.
Yep. Exactly.
So that's what I kind of try to tell my young folk. Just have a little courtesy with each other.
Yeah. And what did you do when you did come to Berlin? What did you do for fun? What did you do for fun when you were there?
You know what I did? I gazed out the damn window and cried because I finally made it.
Oh,
nice.
Real talk.
Beautiful.
I walked around Berlin.
Oh, so you are soft around the edges a little bit then, huh?
Let me tell you something. I walked around Berlin on a cloud. Because I've seen people, I've heard all my associates going places and doing things. And I kept saying to myself, I know I'm good enough. I know I've got the talent to be other places for the world to see me. But how do I get there? I'm not friends with a lot of these people. I mean, we cool, we speak. I'm not going to be in your inbox say, hey, can you help me? They're not trying to help me. So why even
help you anyway? So
I'm just saying, why put yourself in a position where they can since trying to no, we're not doing that. Because I'm gonna cuss your ass out and now it'll be a bigger problem. So how do I figure out a way to get there? And so I'm sad to say, we get with the different color connections and some things happen to where I was able to connect with some different people and the door just happened to open up. A DJ couldn't make it. So it wasn't that it was something that was planned for me to do. This was very short notice, less than a month. They hit up my agent, which is Angie, and they was like, hey, can you come? I'm like, I got time with the job. Sure. I have a passport ready. I've been waiting all my life to do this. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, I'm going. And so just to be there was like, wow, I cannot believe, but this is all I say this to say, this is Kelly. This is Kelly doing all these things for me. I kept saying, I want to go and play New York. I had never been to New York. Prior to Kelly dying, I had never been in New York. I know, I look like I would be a party in New York, but I was a Chicago girl. And so I kept saying, if I ever go to New York, I want to play New York. When she died, I got a call to play House of Yes on Halloween night. Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? You talking about a float? I just floated through. House of Yes was beautiful. Then I get the call again to come back to play House of Yes New Year's Eve. What? In New York? Are you kidding me?
That's what's up. Right there.
It can't get any better. So you're going to eventually live your dreams if you keep applying.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. See, the thing with definitely like when you did the House of Yes, you get the opportunity came there and you killed it.
Yeah. Just
like Berlin. Like I swear, y'all, I wish I could have. Well, if Lenny was there, he would have took video. But it's like I won't get it out. But
I was sad I didn't make it. I'm sorry, Myles.
She killed it, and like I was telling, we had an interview a couple of days ago, or Roberto's. I think it was Roberto's thing or something.
Yeah.
But like the first time I got to Berlin, I played a club, and one of the promoters I was talking about, I was actually living in Europe at the time, but
oh wow.
She was like, you'll be back. And you'll be back. The opportunity is there, and it's there.
I'll just say this. It's you never know. And so I always say, make the most of that opportunity. You know, because what I can only do is leave you with that feeling for that night. And so sometimes that feeling for that night is something that you carry all your life, especially if it's that special. So I try to be impactful when I play. I try to make sure you remember this, who just beat the hell out of you down. And I try to be different than everybody else you're going to hear. You know, so that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, you know, it's not a competition in a way to where we're competing against each other, but it should be a competition of who's giving you something to get your life off of. You're getting your life off of Myles. How Myles plays is great. Now, how you play, I want to hear what you do. Roberto, I want to hear what you do, but I want to also come back behind you and do something totally different. And all four of us can make something magical happen for that one night. Right. And so that's what it's really about, you know? And I think that's what we're missing. We're missing that camaraderie of trying to make the best night for the partier.
We're missing, or are we not putting ourselves in the? I keep trying to understand how we can do that. What you just said, and why is it not? Why we keep saying? Why is it just because you got a break and it turned into something, right?
But I think too, you have to know that you can't take every gig.
Okay.
Every gig is not for you. And that's another thing I tell my young people. You know, I want to be on this ticket. Well, I've learned the hard way too. You know, now, especially now with social media being who it is, you could be in these arenas and man, this floor is packed before you get on. Woo! They partying hard. I can't wait to hop on this crowd. It's festive. And baby, you pop that tune on that floor apart like a Red Sea, and they are going like, where'd they go? How we get them back? But it's not your crowd.
Right.
The guy who just left, crowd left with him. So now you over here looking hollow, like what? And the promoters.
No way. That's the perfect time to get them back. I love that. I love moments like that.
Well, you know, eventually you're supposed to do your job. They like roaches, they fall back into the room. Eventually you get a room full of people. But that promoter seen the room get empty for a minute, like, where your people at? Do I need to call you back?
No, shit, you the promoter. Where he at? You the promoter?
Well, I mean, you know, sometimes you get it like that. So sometimes you can't be in that third spot that you have an empty floor if you're trying to on the come up.
Right. That's the thing Donnell was saying too. Like sometimes it's not meant for you.
It's sometimes that empty room hurts you.
Yeah.
You know, when I tell people when they're taking videos, don't take the room if it's empty. Take the video of the person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or if they got a crowd, they'll take it, sure. But if it's just you and the sound man, then take you and the sound man. Don't pan the room, you know, giving everybody a vision as two people. You can't, because it hurts you more.
You have an 8-hour set like you did, shit.
Baby, look, the longest set I played was 12 hours.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
That's too much for me.
Yeah, that's work. That's like God work.
12 hours. Yep. Baby, when I didn't want to hear not one damn record.
Right.
For about 2 weeks after that party, I don't care what y'all talking about. I'm not taking not one gig. No, I don't want to hear not one song. No.
Yeah. I got one last question before we wrap it up. So I think today was a great interview, so-called pseudo interview, because I wish we had more time to go.
Sure.
Part 2s or part 3.
Yeah, you gotta do part 2. But I think as all of us, especially us here, and then whoever else is watching or listening, I think we've got a better understanding of who you are. You know, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That being said, what do you want the people to know about you?
You know what? That I am just who I am. I'm a mother hen. I'm the one that's gonna be the hugger, that's gonna come into the room and hopefully bring some love and kind of, you know, decrease some of that tension that we usually have. One thing I want people to know about me, I'm tough on the, like you say, on the outside, but I'm a little teddy bear on the inside. I just want things to be right. I want our history to be right. I want to be as helpful as I can to whoever needs it. I think that we have put in so much work and generations and decades to make music and house music and dance and techno important for the next generation to come. Us as the OGs, we got to welcome these young people in. We got to talk about where we come from. We also got to help bring these guys in and welcome them so that this will have some new life, because most of these guys that see us, their parents partied with us. I remember AK had me laughing that her mom knew who I was. I'm like, oh my God, my mama listened to your music. I'm like, wow. So we're coming from generations and generations of these guys whose family dance with us. So of course their kids are going to be interested. Let's welcome them in. Let's help them become better than what you can be. And remember, you don't owe nobody nothing. No one knows you. So play your music. Play your damn music. Don't be so predictable. Be like Myles. Blow some paint. Myles had Berlin down there in Trezor. When I say that shirt, I said, my God, Myles is down there. He didn't come to play.
Thank you.
And that's what you're supposed to do when you go. I don't care if you're in Berlin, if you're downtown, if you're at the Chicken Shack back bar. Give it all you got. Have fun with it, though. Because whenever it becomes work, I'm quitting. Whenever it's become work, I'm quitting.
Yes. All right, I got to keep this going. Give it up. Hey, it's not. What happened?
Thank you.
Thank you. So we greatly appreciate you to join us today. And we're grateful. And it was a great time. And you will be back.
For sure.
Here soon. For sure. So tell everybody where they can find you.
I'm DJ Scent Detroit. Hit me up. Just Google me. DJ Scent Detroit. You'll find me everywhere. I got music out on different platforms. More music dropping soon.
Soiree Records.
Soiree Records.
Yeah.
I've got music on Nubia. I've got a new track coming out on Beretta Music. Soiree Records got another album coming out with him soon.
Mm-hmm.
And do my Club Insomnia show on Saturday mornings from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. And that's on 107.1 The Beat. So just trying to get house music in different platforms, different places, and trying to get it back on the radio. Real talk. That's what's important. We got to get something back where these folks can hear us, hopefully 24 hours.
Right.
Detroit based, not just house music, but Detroit based house.
Yeah, just a little caveat before that. So people check out the radio show. So if you think about it, and I was when people I fell into this trap before. It's Friday night. When it's 12 o'clock at Friday night, Saturday.
Yeah.
When it comes on at 12 o'clock Friday night, which is technically Saturday.
There it is, midnight.
Yeah, it's midnight.
Yeah.
Midnight, Friday night, midnight. The show is on there. So
I like it. Thank you.
Yeah, so make sure you're there, y'all.
Yeah.
Once again, DJ.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. We love you too.
Love you guys.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Bert.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, man, he's doing like he did. Let me get it right, folks. My name is not Myles Sergé. It's Sergé.
What's the truth? It's the truth.
Is Roberto Ingram. No, I'm just kidding, man. I get it. I don't know why I said Sergé.
I don't know, man. It's good. It's love. I know what I'm talking about. So stay in here, since everybody stay in for a second. But yeah. So let's do this out the way since Bert here. We can actually get you to do your job. And I'm going to do it in this order.
Ooh, he trying to kill me again.
Email this guy. This is the guy that takes the emails right there. You
lying, y'all.
That's you. I ain't lying. That's you. Complaints, things you got, stuff. If he owe you money, hit him. That's what it's going to be. If you got any questions, email us. Suggestions, all that love. Hate goes to Roberto. Hate. Email mslive@d-knox.gmail.com. If you like what you've seen today, like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. It don't cost you nothing. It's free. Trying to get these numbers up, trying to get to 1,000. We're almost at 7. We can do better than that. So hit us up, hit the bell, share the channel, tell people, hey, they got some cool things going on. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. We are also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. just in case for some reason you don't want to see us, or you can't see us, you're locked up in prison. I don't know. You ain't got access to a computer or TV, something you can hear us. You got these platforms. Make sure you subscribe to them, get notifications so you know when we are there. Also, follow us on Instagram at MS Live with D-KNOX, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at MS Live with D-KNOX. As we said before, if you want to support the show to help keep this machine going, because it costs money, we're not at that 1,000 people plus in the hours we need to monetize. So you want to help us grow. Support the show. Donate on PayPal, mslive.with dknox@gmail.com, or hit the QR code that's currently in the corner. It'll take you there. It's going to disappear now, and it's gone. So that's what it is. Yeah, D. You know what time it is.
Yeah, people, stay blessed. Love yourself. Love us. Show us more love. But more importantly, love yourself. Be the best version of yourself. And we'll catch you guys on the next show.
And just to add on to that, check out our cool friends at the end of the show. Check them out. Shout out to Mo at Lincoln Street Soap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That soap is smell. Yeah.
Yeah. You got some.
Yeah. That soap is.
And while you there, use that promo code MS Live, and she's going to say, I think it's 15% off. So go check it out. Anyway, love you. Peace.
Wait, hold on. One more thing.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. I forgot. I forgot a lot of stuff. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay,
real
man.
Real quick. Why am I in the thing?
There it is.
Thank you, guys.
There it is. Is he gone now?
Thank you.
This is the same thing he tried before, and he disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I
actually have the record. I have like 3 copies with me here in Warsaw.
There you go.
It's a nice record. I can't wait for it to end up in hard wax.
Yeah,
that's what I want. I wanted to get in hard wax on the shelves.
Me too. It's a nice one. I put it on my my mix for the booking. What is it? Myles' booking agency. So
thank you.
I don't know what's going on, but anyway, y'all know the usual. You want to book us? Hit us up directly, or go to the booking agency, Position 2 Bookings. Roberto's here. He can plug his. Go check him out on Instagram. The Slash of Podcast series. Subscribe there.
I want them to check out the interview that we just did.
Oh yeah, go check out the last interview we just did today. It's pretty dope. It's on there. Go check it out. And then if y'all around, let me know if this is gonna get muted, because I don't know. Can y'all hear me still?
Yep.
You see me, right?
See you and hear you. Now we don't see you or hear you.
Okay, something. Yeah.
So, I don't know what's going on, but anyway, I got a birthday party coming up and gonna happen 25th.
Oh, that's right.
Go check it out if y'all can come. I'll promote it somewhere else, but
they getting older.
Figure out that's what it is. Anyway, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Get these numbers up. We love you, people. Peace.